Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Trent Parker with the National Weather Service in Missoula, Montana, and I've got your Thursday, February 20th planning briefing, the year 2025. These images here are going to become increasingly likely over the next couple of days as we've got a pretty high impact event setting up shop across our forecast area. So we did just issue some flood watches for February 22nd through the 24th. That'd be Saturday through Monday. All these darker green areas, those are the flood watches. And then we've also got these hydrologic outlooks pretty much covering every other zone. Just want to make sure you monitor the latest forecasts and be prepared to take action if any flood warnings are issued. In fact, you want to start planning now before things really start to go downhill. And if you want to pause this at any point or rewind, go ahead and do so. Weather Matrix pretty much just showing that you've got 2 full days to continue your preparations before the main event really starts to hit. We could see some moderate impacts due to snowmelt, heavy rain at times and in certain places, and also we could see some snow up there at some of those passes, creating some slick travel conditions. So as far as snowmelt is concerned, we look for a couple of things. The first thing that really raised our awareness was the rain on snow aspect of this one. We've got some rain coming in. We've got a lot of snow on the ground. Also, the warm up of our temperatures plus nighttime cloud cover is really going to limit our ability to cool off at night, just creating things that are really thawing out through a multi-day period. We could also see some ponding on roadways and in some low-lying areas, including basements, crawl spaces, also some localized urban flooding, including some parking lots and some of those drainage areas that don't necessarily aren't able to really drain that well. And we also have the potential for some ice jam breaks. There's a lot of ice and snow in our rivers and streams, especially those smaller creeks and streams, and that could be a concern here in the next couple of days. Also, the potential for some icy roadways, especially as the precipitation comes in and during the overnight hours when we get maybe a little bit of a lull and some lower precipitation rates, we could see some freezing of those road surfaces as our grounds are very, very cold right now. Taking a quick look at the water vapor here across the Pacific, and obviously you can notice this huge plume of moisture streaming into the northwest, and we don't have really a whole lot of cold air up here to our north to work with. So this is going to be primarily an all rain event, especially in some of our, or most of our valleys, I should say. Temperature is going from near normal to above normal here over the next several days. And I just want to take note here of some of these morning hour temperatures where we won't necessarily be below freezing, especially as we head towards Sunday and Monday. So a multi-day period of temperatures above freezing, that's going to create some thawing out there. And as far as our snow levels go, we'll start to slowly see them rise through the day Friday and into Saturday as high as 5,500 feet and closer to 6,500 feet, especially south of I-90 as we head towards Sunday afternoon and into Monday, which means it's going to be all rain below that level. And precipitation is going to start to pick up here late Saturday, but really last through Sunday and into Monday. And that's where we're going to see the bulk of the precipitation falling. And rain amounts, probability of 2-day precipitation greater than a quarter of an inch, a pretty fair shot from Missoula all the way up through the Mission and Flathead valleys. And then those probabilities increase as you head towards the south and west as you get closer to that moisture source. And even as we look at a 3-day period, over 1 inch, we could see pretty high probabilities here across some of our mountains, especially across the Idaho and Montana border up towards the Cabinet Mountains. That's an area that we're going to be watching here for substantial rain and high elevation snow. It's going to come down in some pretty good heaps. So just kind of a ballpark estimate of how much rain we could see in this period, about a half an inch in the Missoula, Flathead, Mission valleys. Of course, higher amounts as you work your way to the south and west. And we're also very concerned about northwestern Montana, where we could see about half an inch to maybe 3/4 of an inch in places like Libby and Troy. Now, we have a lot of snow on the ground, and it's not just the rain that we're concerned about. Obviously, we've got 1 to 2 inches of snow water equivalent in many of our valley locations, and especially up here in the northwest where we've got a little bit more snow hanging around. That could all be melting pretty quickly here in the next couple of days, and so that's part of our concern. The mountains could see some pretty good snow, generally 8 to 12 inches in a lot of areas, especially above 6,500 feet, like I said, where those snow levels will be. And we could see some elevated amounts up there in the cabinets where we could be approaching 2 feet of some very heavy, wet snow. So that'll cause issues as well. And if you want to pause this one, there's got a lot of information contained into this one. So just kind of overlying some of the processes of snow melt and what we look for. Also, flood watch. It's issued when flooding is possible. So that's what we put out there. And we potentially will be issuing flood warnings as things start to evolve here over the next couple of days. Also, going to watch out for ice jams. Those are, accumulations of ice and snow in a stream that are obstruct the flow and build up sort of a dam. And once formed, the water can rise in several feet in a matter of minutes. And you never want to attempt to cross any flooded roads or drive through any kind of barriers. Those are there for your safety. Now, going into the medium range temperature outlooks, a pretty good chance of above normal temperatures across the entire western U.S., and that continues really all the way through the first week of March, though we do see some near normal conditions across our area particularly. So yes, welcome to the beginning of mud season. And that'll do it. If you have any questions, feel free to email us or give us a call. The next briefing will be on Sunday, February 23rd. Stay safe out there.